What is going on there, everybody? Racer Batman coming in there first. How's everybody doing on this marvelous Monday? So the last time we were in here, we worked on our Resto Model A. I guess as far so now we've got one that's relatively clean, I guess as far as in the green, and we've got one that's not so clean. We got here on the rollback, I guess as far as so we got our wrecked whip, I guess as far as up under this one here, basically. Same car, just a little bit worse shape, I guess, as far as than our other one. So we got the two different versions of that now. We've got, of course, our E-Viper, and we've got some our regular Viper, a normal. Yeah. So what did we get this one at? We got it at 720 horse, and what's our E-Viper at? Our E-Viper is at 782, so we got a little bit more power out of this guy than we did this one. That's interesting. Yeah, so this is a little bit of comparison that we've been able to do, I guess, as far as between the electric powered Viper, the E-Viper, and yeah, we did something similar with the Hellcat. Don't really have any project cars, I guess, as far as to speak of to start with here today. I think we're going to start off with these auctions. Let's see what suits our fancy here in the auction. Good old-fashioned Caprice. They call it Impala in here, but this is a Caprice as we know it. Oh, wow. Look at the color on this thing. What in the world? This poor car. Been named as the Impala in here. Where's this from? This one is from... I don't even know how you say that. However you say that. It's not from the U.S., that's for sure. Salvage auctions. Let's see what we got in here. Ooh, you know what we haven't done is one of these, and I was steering clear of those only because we didn't have the proper DLC at the time. So I'm wondering if we should just try and get this and see if we can put an engine into this guy. We got it though. Alright, so we'll go ahead and try this one. Alright, so I think we're good here. We're gonna go head back to the house. Go check this out. Playing pretty uh-oh. We had a problem. Okay, so hold on. Choose between two options. Quit the menu, leaving same game attack. Okay, so this is what it's telling me. That engine we don't have, apparently. So we can't do anything with that one. So I don't know what this engine is. What DLC that was required. So TKV8. Okay, so that's fair enough. We'll just have to restart this up here. Let's go ahead and load this back up though. Keep our game intact. Oh shoot, it was still doing it. I'm wondering if we can put one of these engines in there. We could try this Ford Boss 4x4. We could build that engine. So I think that, yeah, if I understand that warning, because we don't have the TK aftermarket mod to the game, it might be because we don't have it. I guess that's the only thing. So it's still loaded the car. We just can't put the, whatever engine it was, I guess, as far as it's in there. That's why it's showing dummy. So there's dummy, we can put the 4x4 Boss engine or the supercharged LS. I think we're going to try the supercharged LS. We'll put that in there, see how that works. I wanted to see, I'm just curious to see how that engine will go into this guy. That's all I want to know here. This is probably the only trim of this Camaro that we have not done anything with. So let's go give it a bath. That's for one thing. Yeah, so if anything, this will help me learn a bit, I guess, as far as what kind of parts that you can design into your own, our own car. We're trying to get into the game. We're gonna move this back over to A. I'm thinking if we can put that that Boss 4x4 into this thing, it won't be a complete loss then. So let's go ahead. I think we'll put some temporary tires on this one here because we're missing 3 tires. What kind of tires did it have on here in the first place? So 305, 35, 20. We don't have to put them exactly that same size. We'll probably put some 20 inchers on it. Buy some real cheapies. Put on this guy. We're going to take this one off. All balanced up. So let's see here. How far do we want to... So I think I'm going to go ahead and weld it. 2200 to get her welded. Should have probably looked to see how much we're in the hole. How bad are we with this guy? We're actually in the good, even with the tires off. Not too bad. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Exhaust we can take apart on the bottom end. Okay, let's go fix up what we can. So the hood was shot. Alright, let me take a look. Out of curiosity, so I think in... No, that was in 2. Let's put our body panels back in. So we need a front end. We need a front clip too, front nose. Let's try this hood out. I think that'll work. So it is a raised column, but it's got the vents in it. ZL1 hood. I think that'll work. So we don't have that fender. Do have that fender. Okay. Didn't have a front bumper. This is to confirm. Door, we got that fixed. Windows. Now we're gonna get new glass. Didn't have that mirror. Windshield. Need to get a new one of those. We didn't have this one, so this is the one we got out of the warehouse. Alright, and this is the one that was already on here. I think that'll fly. So I guess it does have the fins on it? Yeah, it does have the fins on it. Okay, that'll work. So rear bumper. Get that one fixed. Trunk we didn't have. Let's get ourselves a trunk. Yeah, so we can go that route. Obviously we'll get it repainted. Let's take this tail light out. Is that fixable? It is. Get that fixed up. Cool. And then we'll have to get a right tail light. I mean, just look at the bodywork, I guess, as far as on that, to have the cutouts for the actual lights. That's pretty well done. With the ZL1 hood. ZL1 front nose, I guess, as far as with the hood. And then we can put... that's one thing I like about this mod, too, is there's a lot of the parts that are in the steel are interchangeable. So you can mix it up. You can put SS stuff with ZL1. You can put LT parts with LS, and you can just mix it all up and get the look that you want. Okay, so there's that, and then we need these taillights. Cool, so we're gonna need a rear clamshell. Yeah, the way this body is done on this thing here, it definitely allows for interchanging of parts. Like so. Now, obviously, the exhaust that's on this here doesn't really go well with the ZL1 rear clamshell, so we might try a different clamshell on that. That requires the Jaguar DLC, I guess, as far as to put that exhaust in there. So that's why you got the square cutouts on that rear clamshell. There we go. Yeah, that'll look better. So we can paint that one, actually. Cool. Alright, so do we have a right door? Yeah, so let's get ourselves a right fender, right door. I'm hoping maybe we can make a little bit of money off of this thing here. Maybe not a killing, but maybe a little bit. So yeah, we don't have either mirror, so okay. Then we can get all the glass. Now how are we doing? Wow. Okay, so yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're just doing the minimal stuff here. We're already making almost as much as what we paid for it. Almost doubling our money. Not too shabby. I'm starting to get a feeling of how far I want to go with this. I probably won't worry about redoing a lot of the suspensions and whatnot. But we will build the engine for sure. Alright, so we're going to need to buy the other side skirt. That one's going to be black. You can't hardly see it, I guess, at first because it's kind of tucked underneath the car, but it is there. Okay, so where are we at now? Just over 20,000, I guess, as far as just by doing body panels, basically. Okay, so we do got to do some brake stuff here. So we're going to probably have to get it up further on the lift to get that other lower control arm in. Cool, and then we can put this shock assembly in that we just built. Cool, and then we need some end links. That'll allow us to put sway bar. Oh, we need some rubber bushing here. Okay, so it looks like, I guess we got to put the axle in there first. Gotcha. So let's get this fixed up here so we can get that in there. Got to put the axles in there to be able to put the tires in. Okay, let's go put those back in. Okay, so this should allow to put the tires on. Sweet. So it originally had wide slits on it. We're just putting these temporaries on there. Just some temps. So we got a lot to replace on this side. So we definitely need a caliper and a cylinder. So we've already got one there. So let's put this tire on. That temp tire on. Okay, now we need a spring and a cap. Alright, so I think we got all the rear end pretty much done on that. Cool. I know the rims look a little bit funky, but we just went with the temp tires on this thing because we're deciding just to flip it. So the next thing we're going to do is build the engine for this thing. And we got any preliminary work we got to do in here. I'm going to fix up this radiator. Let's strain this out. But that ECU, I might get a new one of those. That was the one that's in there is kind of in bad shape. Sweet. Alrighty then, so let's go ahead and put this back in. Alrighty then. Brand new one of those. Okay, so we've already got this queued up on the stand to be able to build this engine. So we're gonna need specifically an engine block V8 Boss. Do I have any of those in the warehouse? So we need specifically a Boss block. Okay, so let's go like this. We're gonna put this on the list. We're gonna see if we can find one of those. Yeah, I think it'll be a good good time to go check out the junkyard. See what we can find. All right, let's see what's on our list. We do got an ASP pump, but it's red, and we have no block. Bummer. So let's see if we don't have a car on here that might have that engine in there. Never know. Okay, we're leaving empty-handed. We're gonna check out a barn next. So let's go check out a barn. Got 96 of these barns left. I need to work on getting some barns back, I guess. Uh-oh. We do have... Does this have the Boss engine in it? That's got the Coyote. That's the Coyote engine in this guy. Let me see here. Yep, that's got the Coyote. You can put the Boss or rear-wheel drive into it. That would be the same block. So unfortunately, this one's going to be the Ford Coyote engine, so that's not going to be the engine block we need. That's pretty good sign we're going in the right direction. All right, so we got our crate. No cars or engine block as far as in this barn. Let's take our crate and head back to the house. I'm hoping maybe once we get an engine into this thing, then it won't be a problem. So let's go check out salvage auctions. See what we can find there. Ooh, maybe this does have the 302 in it. Or the Boss. Which engine does this have in it? Please tell me this is a Boss. Cobra Jet. I kind of figured it was going to be the Cobra Jet. Yeah, so it does not have the option even for the Boss in here. We had to check it out though. So the Cobra Jet is the next quote-unquote best engine besides the Boss. 302. Small block. So once again, coming up short, I guess, as far as finding that proper engine block that we need for our all-wheel drive Camaro. Okay, so unfortunately, nothing at the auctions. All right, let's go check out another junkyard. All right, you got anything loose? Nope. All right, so let's take a look and see what kind of cars we got out here. So empty-handed on both junkyard visits so far. Okay, so let's go check out another barn. Okay, nothing loose, but let's see what kind of cars we got in here. We don't have the engine block we need in this barn. Okay, let's take our crate and we'll head back to the house. Let's do one more car auction visit. See if we can get out the salvage auction. Oh, you know what? 150, so it's not a 4x4. Shoot, I was going to say that might have the engine block that we need too as far as the truck. Let's go ahead and head back to the house. Cut our losses there. We're going to have to buy this engine. Buy the engine block anyway. All right, let's head back to the house and we'll get that done. Let's go to the store. Got a little bit of a discount, but it still burns a little bit, I guess, as far as having to buy that. Let's put this on the stand. So we have built the 302 Ford engine before. That one's a little bit more standard V8 kind of construction. This Boss one is definitely way different. I mean, even look at the way that exhaust header is designed. So on the Cobra Jet, we come to find they have like a Cobra head type of design to it, where it has a really long, how do you say, as far as a stretch, it gets as far as on each exhaust port. So this one's a little bit more inline. So if you will, I guess as far as take this whole thing and stretch it downward, that would be a Cobra Jet. Pretty cool. Ford did some interesting things with a lot of their different engine builds. There we have it. There's our Boss Ford engine, I guess, first to put in our Camaro of all things. So let's pull this guy off. Is she in there? Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't put it in there. I was wondering why it like froze up on me there. Move to A. Let's try that again. Oh, you know what? It's not going to let me put that in there. Well, that's a bummer. Oh, so it did lock up on us. So it's not going to let us put this engine in there. Well, ain't that a bummer? So it does say on the engine swaps that we can't put that in there. So did we build the wrong one? So we built the Boss engine, but it probably wasn't the 4x4. I could have swore that was the 4x4. No, it is the 4x4. So it's not letting me put it in there, though. That's a bummer. That is the right engine as far as what it shows for swaps, but I'm wondering, so can we do it this way? Probably not. Well, that's a bummer. So apparently it doesn't even let us put that in there. So it's not even showing the hologram for it. So we might just have to end up selling this, I guess, as far as just the way it is. This one, we do have to have that TK aftermarket, I guess, as far as engine, I guess, as far as to even allow the swaps. It's looking like. So that's kind of a bummer, actually. A little bit of, if you haven't done this, this car config, I guess as far as, with the 2012, it does look like you do have to have the TK aftermarket default engine. Otherwise, it won't even let you put the swap ones in there. So I just built this engine, and it doesn't even let me put that one in there after building it. So a little bit of a flaw, I guess, as far as with that one, but we can still make some money off of this guy. Look at that. So just by fixing up that little bit, we definitely made all of our money back, and then some, I guess, as far as from buying it. Granted, we still got this engine, I guess, but we'll probably keep that. We can always put it in something else. Might build ourselves a 4x4, yeah, something that can use that engine. But it's not I don't think it's a complete loss. Let's see what else we got here. So I was going to put this spoiler back on. Did fix that up, and let's put that back on. Cool. Well, we won't be able to get this one rolling, unfortunately, because it won't let us put the engine into it. So that's kind of unfortunate with this build. So yeah, we can put this shaft back in. We get that fixed. Okay, so I think all of the good parts besides the engine, I'm going to leave that off. I don't know, I guess I can put it back in there. It's a body part. It's not going to be have an engine in there, but it'll have the cover. Alright, so let's put this engine cover back on, even though we don't have the engine in there. I really want to figure out too, I guess, as far as being able to put a custom engine cover under our own car. How to get that lined up properly. Now that I think of it, there are coordinates for the parts, I guess, as far as in there. So there might be a way, I guess, as far as to put something, even a placeholder, I guess, as far as in that position, and then you can get that lined up that way. So I think I just might have answered that question. That's something I'm going to have to toy with, I guess, as far as in the off stream. It's an Amish car. Yeah, because it doesn't have an engine. Yeah, so this is going to be drawn by my horse. We'll have a literal horsepower, I guess, as far as on this one, being an Amish car. So this is the only trim on this Camaro mod, I guess, as far as that requires the TK aftermarket, which we don't have. So that's why it's showing a dummy on that. And just to kind of reiterate this thing here, anytime you don't have a particular mod or DLC for a car, it's going to usually show that, particularly with engines. So when you look at that this specific screen and don't have that mod or DLC, that's what it's going to show. So that's the only thing that's going on with it. So the upside to this one is we are not losing money on this at this point. We actually gained some money. We more than doubled our money, I guess, as far as the purchase of it. So we're going to go ahead and sell it now. So we're back up over $1 million. I'm good. So we do have this engine here, and we'll put that in our warehouse. We got some stuff we can scrap. So we're back right in the same boat of needing to find another project car. Had a little bit of misluck, I guess, as far as with that that Camaro, but we had to try it out. We had to try it out. So let's do let's check out the salvage auction again. Speaking of pink, now this one shows it pink in the picture, but it doesn't necessarily mean the car is pink. We can paint it pink though. We can do a pink Cadillac. We got a bid on it. So if we get it for a good price. So the high price is 17 on the estimated. I think we even got an engine already built for this too. I think we got a lot of options for engines in this thing. Let's go ahead and see what we can get this for. Let go of it. Alright, we got it for a little bit more. Not too bad though. Not too bad. Yeah, so it's been a while that we've actually built ourselves a pink Cadillac. We've done it before, but it's definitely been a while. Let's go ahead back to the garage and we'll check this thing out. So we got ourselves a Cadillac Eldorado to play around with here. So I'm pretty sure that we have any of these swaps in here. So a 1 carb or 2 carb OHV. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I do have a 2 carb OHV right there. So we do have an engine for it. So 99%. Not a bad build. So we do have an engine built already for this guy. I want to pull that out. That is one of the swaps we can put into this car. Sweet. I think we got ourselves a winner. So let's give this thing a bath. Alright, so we got her washed up there. Definitely don't care for the color. We're probably going to paint this pink. We're definitely going to keep it pink. Really nice interior. In fact, frame looks pretty good too. Let's see what condition we're in here. We're in the hole right now, but we'll make that better. So the frame actually can be welded. It doesn't even look like it's that bad when I look at it. Of course, it doesn't have the doors and stuff on it. Let's go get this over to lift A, and let's get some work done on this. Okay, so I think, yeah, so now I can see some of the rippling in the frame. 1300, get her welded. Sweet, so we got less rippling in the frame. Really clean interior. Cool, let's fix up some of these body panels. Big old trunk. You got the trunk is probably bigger than the daggone engine bay. We'll have to buy some body panels. Let's get this trunk fixed up. Sweet. Can you imagine making this this car into like a drag? It's already got the stance to it, I think. Let's put a big old motor in here. Put a turbo powered engine in that. That'd be wild. It's already going to be a drag queen. Nice one there. I see what you did there, little bunny food. Yeah, it will be a drag, I guess, as far as when we paint it pink, for sure. It'll be a drag queen. Cool. So now we're pretty complete on the interior. So still showing the interior 72%. That's not too bad. I'm going to check the headlights and the taillights, front bumper and all that stuff. Let's check this out. We'll be able to fix that up. Yeah, those are fixable. Get those repaired. Don't break it. There we go. We're good. Whew. Rest our luck on that one. Okay, so how are we doing? Body's still 57%. So let's take this right front fender off. We'll fix that up.
What is that?
Yeah, that one.
What the is that?
That's my only flaw with that. So we got that all fixed up. We're gonna put this engine into there. So how we doing status-wise here now? We got this fender fixed up. Check our status now. So we're still 78%. So what are we missing yet? So where are we at now? So that's all interior. Tail lights are iffy. So looks like the front left door, that can be fixed up on the left door. Let's do that. Okay, so that window's still good, and this mirror is fixed. Alright, let's check our status now. Beep, beep, beep. So that's all interior. So the engine, we're definitely going to get that pulled. How are we doing on body? So at least we're in the green. We're in the green now, so that's good. Sweet. Alright, let's get this, what is left of this engine in here pulled out. Let's see. Let's pull this guy out. And okay, so that's out. I don't know if I want to fix all this up here, but probably will. I guess I'll probably fix up all those parts there. It's pretty clean in here, though, for the most part. So, I think this engine here that we just pulled out, we'll fix that up later. We're going to probably put this engine in there. But I'm going to fix up this front end. I think I've made my decision. I'm going to go ahead and fix up this front end. Okay, so we got the whole front end taken apart, and it looks like a majority of that's going to be fixable. So let's get put back together what we have. Let's put that in. Yeah, so we're in the process of doing ourselves a pink Cadillac. Now, let's go take a look and see what kind of condition our tires are in. I think that rim's repairable, though. Let's go ahead. Yep, that's definitely repairable. Okay, cool. And what condition are our tires in? You know, they're still yellow, so I think I'm going to use them. Okay, balance. Let's get them back on there. Rims are all nice and fixed up. Yeah, radiator. That's what I was saying. So part mount. Yeah, we are missing a radiator. We should have a classic radiator in the warehouse. Plenty of the classic radiators. It's a nice change of pace. Alright, so reservoirs. We need some reservoirs. Battery. Battery we should have in the warehouse. Let's get a battery out of the warehouse. Okay, fresh battery. So let's get some of these items that we put on the list. So we need a fuse box. Awesome. Sorry. Now get this engine put in here. Got a nice clean engine bay. Put that engine into. So let's do this engine here. The 99% build from our warehouse. And there she is. We got our 2-carb overhead valve old school engine. Let's get the bottom end buttoned up. We can put these in. But we didn't have these initially, so we'll go ahead and get some new exhaust. Sweet. Yeah, we'll leave this off here on the drive shafts. We gotta work on that rear end. Front end should be pretty much done. Let's work on our back end. So our rear end and all that stuff got repaired. Let's go ahead and put this back in. Let's get these tires taken apart. Some tires. Hold on. I've got these here that are 15-inch. You could probably use these. Yeah, those are 15-inch. Let's go see how those will work. Oh, that one. Oh, so there's a wall A and a wall C. I see what. So these would be wall C's. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with those. Okay, so let's get their balance wheels back on there. But just to kind of step back here for a second, I kind of like that design better. I like this one better as far as for the Cadillac. That's actually a nice compliment, having this type of white wall there and that white wall in the rear. So let's finish up our rear end, get the drive shaft and finish up the exhaust. There should be. So it looks like the only thing left to do, got to run some tests on this. Gotta get some fluids into her. Yeah, she looks a lot better now. Okay, so let's get some fluids into her, get some motor honey. So let's run some tests. So we're gonna make it 100% by changing out that fuel filter. Where's it? We do have a performance one. You know what? Let's put that one in there. We'll put the performance one in there. Why not? Cool. So that'll make that 100% build now. Let's rerun the fuel pressure test just to confirm it. It wasn't registering a fuel pump, so I'm thinking we need to get a pump in here. Oh, it needs a fuel tank, period. I wonder why. So we need to get a fuel tank and a pump. Which we have. We should have a fuel tank, fuel pump in the warehouse. Yes, sir. Sweet. Awesome. Alright, now let's get her back down here and run that fuel pressure test. There we go. Now it's all there. Well, let's double check to see now with all the tests done here, we should be able to get this thing started. Fires right up. Oh yeah. Cool. Alright, so there we have it. So now we got to get this, we'll give it a bath real quick and then we'll get it painted. Let's move this over to the car wash. Actually, we already had a wash. Alright, so we want to go deep pink on that one there. I think that will work right there. Might have to tint the windows on this thing too. Let's go ahead and paint that. There's our hot pink Cadillac. There you have it. So let's get this over, back over to lift A. We'll tint some windows. Now we got all the windows tinted but the windshield. Now we could probably go a little bit lighter tint on the windshield if we wanted to. I guess we could try that. Just a little bit of tint too, I guess, as far as not a lot. Cool, so there we have it there, folks. So what are we worth here? Oh, we done all this work on it. Cheers is not quite to the yellow, or still yellow yet, so I want to make that green. Should be all in the green now. Ta-da! Nice. So how much are we worth now? Wow, we 50. We more than doubled our money, I guess, as far as so even though we paid a little bit more for it than the estimate, we definitely made good on it. We definitely didn't make a killing on it, but pretty cool that we already had an engine built for it too. There you have it. That's our pink Cadillac. Let's get this over to dyno and see if we probably should get all the base power out of this thing here too. Guess I forgot to strap that leaf spring onto the housing. There you have it. So now we should be good to go. Got that all strapped, I guess, as far as onto the rear axle housing. All right, let's get this back over to the dyno. See if we're missing anything else now. Nope, we're good to go. Sweet. Now we won't eat the rear end out of it trying to dyno her. So because we put that performance fuel filter in there, we gained 2 horsepower. Nice. So we got all of the base power plus that 2 horsepower from that performance fuel filter. We're in a Class D 126. I'm going to take this over to Strip and have some fun with it, see what she can do. Okay, let's see what our old girl. So yeah, even in the picture it shows that tan top, I guess, as far as with the pink. We went a little bit deeper in our pink, I guess, as far, so I think it looks a lot better. A lot better. More better. We get to go against a Pinto. Our car is so big and heavy. Let's try it out and see. Oh, I like the tinted windows on it. Gotta love the tinted windows on her. Here we go. She needs an alignment. That's one thing I forgot to do was the alignment. Yeah, definitely get her alignment on her. 16 seconds. Yes, we did beat the Pinto. That's cool. We definitely need to get a alignment on this thing. She's kind of wandering all over the place. Now that we fixed this all up here, we definitely need to give her alignment. See how out of whack she is as far as alignment. Not too bad, but a little bit. Let's get her straightened up here. Awesome. Right now, let's try her out. Okay, 101, quarter mile. Ooh, look at this. So we get to go against This is that. I think it's the Chinese DLC. This is their own version of a limo. I don't even know how you say that. If anybody can pronounce that, I guess, as far as good on you. So we got that little bit of tuning, as far as with that fill filter. Not even a percent. But we get 2 horsepower out of that bad boy, though. Hung Q. I'm gonna. Right. Sure. I'm gonna take your word on that, there, Whirlwind. Here we go. Runs a lot straighter. We did beat it. Nice. So we're even a little bit better than 16 seconds. So we did get 16.1 last time. Now she runs nice and straight. She actually cracks that 16 second mark. Not bad for a big boat. No U sound. So Hung Ki. You talking about Hung Ki? Is that how you're saying it? Hung Ki? Oh, like Hunky Chunky. Like Hunky Chunky. That's what I'm gonna go with. Hunky Chunky. Alright, so we did beat that one. What about the Opel? Turbocharged inline 4. About a 5,000 red line. Maybe a little bit more than a 5,000 red line. Cool. Yeah, we're definitely getting better than 16 seconds. That's not bad for this. Basically, the only thing we got performance is that fuel filter. It gave us 2 horsepower. That's it. It's a pretty impressive result there. So this one's another inline 4 turbocharged. This one is a LaCroix. LaCroix? That depends on who you ask. LaCroix, LaCroix, Marcel. French. Leave it to the French. Definitely got it rolling. Don't even really need I mean, the gearing on is quite smooth, so we even slept there a ton and we still beat that car. This is amazing as far as the performance of this thing. So this is a taxi fast. So I wonder if they've added this one for this car based on the taxi DLC. We don't have that taxi DLC, but I'm wondering if that's where that one comes from. Ooh, we gotta go against, so it's Cadillac Eldorado against DeVille. That's a really, where he says a 2-car OHV, this is a OHV SS. Okay, let's see if we can beat this. Yeah. We beat it? No. So the new school Cadillac gets as far as actually beat us. Holy mackerel. So that did have a little bit of tuning to it. It did have a little bit more tuning to it. So it's at a 147. So that OHV SS with that little bit of tuning, it did definitely beat us. Isn't she a beaut? Yeah, so it actually, we kind of matched the picture a little bit. Oh, I didn't mean to get out of that. So now we got the Jaguar XJS V12. So just by the numbers here, this one, even without any tuning, should probably beat us. Don't even really need to get out of that 3rd gear. We did bait the Jaguar. So 126 to 126. So the V12 power, with no tuning, we were able to beat that guy. Not bad. So the Pinto we did already beat. This one's got a little bit of tuning though. See if this little guy, I guess, as far as can beat us a little bit of tuning. We did beat the Pinto. Nice. So I'm feeling pretty good about this car. So I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually, let's go this way. We're gonna sign up for the Class D. Let's sign up for this guy. So you all seen what this can do. We're pretty much beating everything that we practice against. Feeling pretty good about this. So most of the cars that we have gone up against, we've been able to beat them. This is probably the one big reason why I wouldn't mind getting the Taxi DLC is just to get that checker car. They call it a liner navigator, but this is the checker cab, I guess, as far as that's the old school. So these are some of the other cars that we'll be able to go up against potentially. So we're going up against another Eldorado, it looks like. Is that a Volvo or Eldorado? Yep, it is another Eldorado. We're going up against another Eldorado. Okay, so here we go. You didn't see the electric Zoe? Uh-oh. We didn't practice against that, guys, so good possibility. So we did beat the other Eldorado. Eldorado. No, it's Desperado. Yeah. So I got the... We can make our own song called Eldorado. Alright, so we got through our first race. So our next race is the Chrysler 300 with that Hemi with no tuning. That's got maybe some better tires on it though. We did not practice against this guy. This might be okay, here we go. Oh, he's got us. Oh man, he smoked us. He smoked us. He said, "Eat my dust." Eat my dust. That's what that Chrysler 300 said with that Hemi power. Holy smokes. Yeah, he's almost 2 seconds there. So a second and 3. Holy mackerel. Yeah, so this is definitely one we did not. So we kind of maybe gave us, we had a little bit too much confidence. All right, let's, so the Chrysler 300 didn't win. Come on, Taxi. Oh, bad on the gambling there. Oof, we kind of lost a little bit of money there, I guess, as far as on that deal. That's a bummer. Let's head back here to the garage, back to the house, and let's see about maybe putting some performance parts to this guy. So I don't know if I want to, you know, maybe keep it in the Class D, or just give it a little bit more performance within the Class D. I'm not go nuts, I guess, as far as the performance parts, but we can take a look and see what we got performance parts wise. These won't work. Okay. All right, so I think that's all we can pull out of our warehouse. Get 4 more sparkulators. Let's put that on the list. We'll get the tune shop. Put the sparkulators in. Get these wires off. Change out the sparkulators. So we gained that 2 horsepower just by putting that performance fill filter, which is pretty amazing. We can do alternator. Put the performance one of those on. Okay, so let's check on the bottom end. Cool. So yeah, we'll just put performance middle mufflers in there. I think that'll work. Cool. We can do a power steering pump. We'll have to drain out the cherry juice so we don't get the mess on the floor. Right on. Put our belts back on. Refill the cherry juice. Definitely don't let it fool you. Just because they call it cherry juice doesn't mean it tastes like cherries. So we were previously like at a 126. So it's probably going to reset that because we put the performance parts onto her. Yeah, so let's get her back over to dyno. Nice. Okay, so it's dyno. That's a nice curve right there. We gained about 11 on the rating. 30 horsepower now total. Nice. Alright, let's go see how she does at the track this way. That's a really nice curve, I guess, as far as we get. Almost equal amount of horsepower and torque. Pretty equal. Alright. Take her over to the track. Try her out. Let's have some fun with her. And now, a quarter mile. So we get to go against some Mercedes-Benz. That was beating us? Oh my. That Mercedes beat us. Pretty decent reaction time there too. So 15, so we shaved off about a half a second. So yeah, I don't even think we could have beat that anyway. Wow. Well, the Mercedes beat us. Okay. This is the thing that happens, I guess, as far as a lot of times when you put the performance parts to the car, you get into a whole different area, I guess, as far as of this class. Let's see, we were beating this one previously, I guess, as far as this LaCroix. Okay, we can still beat that guy. Yep, still solidly into the 15.5 second now bracket, I guess, as far as with that little bit of tuning. Ooh, we get to go against the SS Nova. Not the Drag Nova, just the SS, no tuning. Oh, the Nova's beating us. That Nova says, see ya. You know what I'm going to try with this one here? 13 seconds. Yeah, I don't know if we could beat that. I'm going to try revving it. I usually don't. Yeah, that Nova, you know, being that's lighter. It's a lot lighter too, I guess, as far as in our boat. That doesn't surprise me that SS Nova gets as far as beat us in that regard. I'm going to do this one again. I'm going to rev it this time. See if that changes anything. I doubt it, but let's find out. Not really. That SS Nova is later, Gator. Nope, that Nova is, yeah, so we did actually increase, better our time, I guess, as far as by revving it. By a good half a second almost. Indeed, the Nova still beats us. We should definitely be able to beat this Ram. It is a 4x4. So I don't even think I need to rev it. Definitely gonna beat the Ram. Ooh, wow, it wasn't by a whole lot though. 3/10 there, roughly. Okay, what about the Mercedes? So there's a winner chicken dinner. So let's see. So by the numbers here, it's got a better rating. No tuning, he's got inline 6. Oh, that one's beating us too. Almost about the same interval as the Nova. Yeah, almost the same interval as the Nova.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Man, you got them all lined up there, don't you there? We're trying to, little money foo-foo. I'm going to try revving that. So we've been able to get at least a 15-second, I guess, as far as by revving it. So I don't even think we'll beat him that way. That's my one only problem with revving it. So it's a much better propensity, I guess, as far as to be able to red light. Wow, we were keeping up with it for a little bit. For a split second there, we were kind of keeping up with it.
Nope.
Nope, that's a big fat nope. Big fat nope. Big fat nope. Alright, so V6 powered, I guess, as far as BMW Z4. So this is the one downside that we see, I guess, as far as by adding the performance parts to this car. We got all these cars that we go up against now that feel like they got something to show. And they're not wrong. They're not wrong. So we've been able to get a 15-second. So I don't even think we'd be able to beat that even if we rev it. But we gotta try, so we got the same reaction time. We were keeping up with it for a little bit. Nope. Nice. So yeah, we can get right around a 15-second. It gets as far as if we rev it. Not bad for a big boat that we got here. With the performance bars. So we already beat that guy. What about the BMW 3 Series? I said I wasn't gonna rev it, so I slept there a little bit. I said I wasn't gonna do it, and I did it anyway. Supercharged unit in mine. Oh, did you really? So does it stick out through the hood? So you carry configured as far as you make it supercharged? Excuse me. Oh, so yeah, the 3 Series did beat us there. Yeah, but I slept there a ton. I'm gonna retry that one. Nope, I definitely don't like that look. Okay, you can beat it, I guess, as far as my Revenant. I even slept there a little bit, still. So there are some cars we can beat, quite a bunch we cannot. Yeah, these types of cars too, I don't like. There's certain cars that look good with the supercharged, you know, the engine sticking out of it, and some of them that don't. This is definitely one of those that don't look good. Now, if we can't beat this one, we got problems. Okay, we did beat that guy, man. 17-second car. I was gonna say, if we couldn't beat that car, we got problems. But you did have slicks and a little bit of tuning, so I'll give him that. So here's the Zoe. This is an electric car. So we did have this one. We ended up losing out of that last. We put it up for competition. Not with the performance yet on it, but this Zoe. These are pretty quick cars. Got slicks with a little bit of tuning. Let's see how this Zoe does. Nope, we beat the Zoe. We even slept there a little bit. So 5.2 to a 16.841. So not this time, Zoe. Not this time. I want to do a couple more just to kind of get a feel for where we're at. So you guys can get an idea, as well as myself, what this car can and can't do. So we got the 446 back in this El Camino. See, I wouldn't mind putting the supercharged deal into this, like maybe a modern LS supercharged, but definitely not the old school supercharged with the butterflies sticking out of the hood for this car. Oh, yeah, he's beating us. Well, the 446 back can get us. Yep, the 446 back can definitely beat us. He's getting the better of 14 seconds, so yeah, he's a good second and faster than us.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Definitely did. Most of these cars, it seems like we can beat these. Yeah, so most of these inline 4 turbos, we can beat those pretty good. Pretty good. We did sleep there a little bit too. I don't know if that's a product of just the way I'm revving it. It could be. So the Evoque, that's got a 4-cylinder, inline 4, whatever that means. Race tires with no tuning. cool. All right, we didn't beat it by a whole lot, but yeah, we're definitely able to get that 15-second mark, pretty close to it, I guess, as far as what's revving it. It's not a bad little Cadillac Eldorado. A lot of fun with this today. So let's do one more rundown here. So we know it's kind of a 50-50, I guess, as far as if we can make this all the way. So I'll do one last deal here. Definitely no obligation if you don't want to join. See, we get to go against a Range Rover Evoque. So we did practice against this guy, and we did win. So that should be, yep, let's see up the inline 4, no tuning. So we should be good there. Trying to see which ones we have not maybe gone against. So we've gone against the, okay, that's not the Zoe. I thought maybe that was the Zoe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit iffy myself. So we get to go against a Range Rover Evoque, which we did practice with, and we're able to beat it. So let's try it out. Uh-oh. He had tuning on it. Did I miss a shift? What the heck, dude? What in the world? No. So we got a 15 seconds. That thing having the tuning on it gets as far as Vita. Look at that crap. So we got one of our better times. So we didn't flub too much, I guess, as far as on the reaction. That thing just flat out beat us. At a 187 to a 137. Okay. Well, there you have it. It was a 50-50 chance there. Put all of our chips on the rabbit. Quasi wabbit. There we go. So yeah, we recuperated some of our monies, even though we did lose. So let's head this back over to the house. I think we're gonna wrap this thing up there. I had a lot of fun here as far as playing around with our pink Cadillac Eldorado. I think we could definitely probably get some more tuning and keep it in the Class D, make it a little bit more better of a runner. But she looks good so far. She turned out pretty slicky. Turned out pretty slick. We got a little bit of scrapping to do, I guess, as far as in the off stream. We'll get that taken care of there. So I hope everybody does have a marvelous after Monday. We'll see you again here real soon, folks. Bye for now.